What's going on, guys? Rob Plays here. In this video I'm going to do an in-depth discussion on classic and linear response curves in Apex. First, I'll give some basic recommendations for beginners or anyone that just wants to pick up the controller and play, but if you're interested in some technical analysis and the pros and cons of both inputs, stick around and I'll get into everything there is to know about these response curves. Let's get into it. If you're new to the game or just not that interested in the technicalities, I'd recommend starting on 4.4 Classic with no Deadzone. This sensitivity will feel the most like other FPS games, and from there you can make small adjustments to fix whatever specific problem you're having. If stick drift is your problem, raise your Deadzone to small. If you're having a hard time landing shots, drop your sense to 4.3 or 3.3. If enemies are moving or strafing past you too quickly to track, raise your sense. If your problem is more of an aim problem than a sensitivity problem, I'd recommend checking out my video down in the description on how to improve your aim. If you're considering switching to linear, stick around and I'll talk more about how linear and classic work, as well as the pros and cons of both. So to explain how response curves work, first I'll start with the setting 4.4 linear. On screen is the controller's right stick. This is a graph of your character's rotation speed from slow rotation, barely nudging the right stick, to fastest rotation, really cranking that stick to one side. You can see that with linear, rotation speed increases exactly in proportion to the angle you push the right stick to. That is to say that if you push the stick halfway to one side and your character is spinning 180 degrees per second, if you push that stick all the way to that side, your character will spin 360 degrees per second. Double that. Linear can make small, fine adjustments difficult to control, and so graded response curves were made and implemented over a decade ago to make these fine adjustments a little easier. This became the default setting for most games because the players wouldn't need the fine motor skills of a surgeon to boot up a game and have fun after school. Classic is one of these graded response curves. Classic makes the first couple of degrees that you push your right stick less responsive, and the responsiveness ramps up exponentially the further you push the stick. This makes it so you're essentially playing on low sense when you're beaming still, slow moving, or distant targets, but you have a reserve of high sense for fast moving targets. The downside of Classic is that because your sense needs to ramp up, you'll often under adjust for fast moving targets, especially if they're close to you. Linear wins in this aspect because there is no ramp up, so you'll see linear players rip up close with SMGs. This is especially beneficial in high-level lobbies where most of the engagements happen in close quarters. This is a huge asset to players like Verhulst who play on linear. The middle ground between these two response curves is 4.3 linear, small Deadzone. By slowing down the ADS sensitivity, you gain back some control in the mid to long range, while still maintaining snappy CQC capabilities. This isn't a perfect solution because you lose some of the snap of linear and don't have the full control of classic, but it's probably the best all-around sense for top players. With any of these response curves and sensitivities, you need to consider your playstyle and your team's strengths and weaknesses and choose the sense that's best for you. If your playstyle requires mid to long range accuracy and getting a knock before starting the engagement, just play classic, it makes more sense for you. If you're the SMG or shotgun fragger that always wants to push, play linear. Don't just play the sense your favorite pro plays. Whatever you decide makes the most sense for you, commit to it, and with a new sensitivity response curve, always give yourself some time. You're initially gonna play worse, but you're the one that decided on the sense, you know this is the one that's best for you, double down, get good. So that's the video. If you guys learned anything and would like to see more, drop a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll try to get to it as quick as I can. I'll see you next time. Peace.